Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna, Shruti Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata-sevayā Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः कृष्णे स्वदामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह कलो नष्टदृशाम् एष पुराणार्को अधुनोदितः श्रीमद्भागवतं पुराणममलं यत् वैष्णवानां प्रियं यस्मिन् पारमहंस्यम् एकम् अमलं ज्ञानं परं गीयते तत्र ज्ञानविराग भक्तिसहितं नैष्कर्म्यम् आविष्कृतं तच्छृण्वन् सुपठन् विचारणपरो भक्त्या विमुच्येन् नरः सर्ववेदान्तसारं हि श्रीभागवतम् इह्यते तत् रसामृततृप्तस्य नान्यत्र स्याद्रतिः क्वचित् य एतत् श्रावयेन नित्यम् यामक्षणम् अनन्यधीः श्लोकम् एकं तत् अर्धं वा पादं पादार्धम् एव वा श्रद्धावान् यो अनुशृणुयात् पुनाति आत्मानम् एव सः कृष्णतुल्यभागवतः विभुः सर्वाश्रया प्रतिश्लोके प्रति अक्षरे नानार्थकया प्रेममया भागवता कृष्णेर श्री अङ्गा ताः ते काहेन यत गोप्य कृष्णेरङ्गा आदिमध्य अन्त्ये भागवते ऐकया विष्णुभक्ति नित्यसिद्ध अक्षय अव्यया भागवत शास्त्रे से भक्ति तत्व कहे तेनी भागवत समा कोने शास्त्र न है। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 12, Vritrasura's Glorious Death. श्री ऋषिर्वाच एवं जिहासुर्नृपतेः आजौ मृत्युं वरं विजयान् मन्यमानः शूलं प्रग्राभ्यपतत् सुरेन्द्रं यथा महापुरुषं कैटभोऽप्सु. Shukadeva Goswami said, desiring to give up his body, Vritrasura considered death in the battle preferable to victory. O King Parikshit, he vigorously took up his trident and with great force attacked Lord Indra, the king of heaven, just as Kaitaba had forcefully attacked the supreme personality of Godhead when the universe was inundated. ततो युगान्ताग्निकठोरजिह्वम् आविद्यशूलं तरसा सुरेन्द्रः क्षिप्त्वा महेन्द्राय विनद्य वीरो हतोऽसि पापेति रुषा जगाद. Then Vritrasura, the great hero of the demons, whirled his trident, which had points like the flames of blazing fire at the end of the millennium. With a great force and anger, he threw it at Indra, roaring and exclaiming loudly, O sinful one, thus shall I kill you. Ka apatattat vichalat ग्रहोल्कवन् निरीक्ष्य दुष्प्रेक्ष्यम् अजातविक्लवः वज्रेण वज्री सतपर्वणाच्चिनद् भुजं च तस्योरगः राजभोगम्. Flying in the sky, Vritrasura's trident resembled a brilliant meteor. Although the blazing weapon was difficult to look upon, King Indra, unafraid, cut it to pieces with his thunderbolt. Simultaneously, he cut off one of Vritrasura's arms, which was as thick as the body of Vasuki, the king of the serpents. छिन्नैकबाहो परिघ्येन वृत्रः संरब्ध आसाद्य गृहीतवज्रं हनोतताडे तताडेन्द्रम् अथामरेभम् वज्रं च हस्तान्यपतन् मघो नः. Although one of his arms was severed from his body, Vritrasura angrily approached King Indra and struck him on the jaw with an iron mace. He also struck the elephant that carried Indra. Thus Indra dropped the thunderbolt from his hand. वृत्रस्य कर्माति महाद्भुतं तत् सुरासुरश्चारणसिद्धसङ्गाः अपूजयन् तत् पुरुहूत सङ्कटं निरीक्ष्य हाहेति विचुक्षुरु विचुक्रुषुर्भृशम्. The denizens of various planets like the demigods, demons, charas, and siddhas praised Vritrasura's deed, but when they observed that Indra was in great danger, they lamented, Alas, alas! Indro na vajram jagre vilajjitas chuta chut- chutam swahastad arisannidhau punaha tam aha vritro hara atta vajro jahi swashatrum navishada kalaha. Having dropped the thunderbolt from his hand in the presence of his enemy, Indra was practically defeated and was very much ashamed. He dared not pick up his weapon again. Vritrasura, however, encouraged him, saying, Take up your thunderbolt and kill your enemy. This is not the time to lament your fate. युयुत्सतां कुत्रचित् आततायिनां जय सदैकत्र न वै परात्मनां विनैकम् उत्पत्तिलयस्थितीश्वरं सर्वज्ञम् आद्यं पुरुषं सनातनम्. Vritrasura continued, O Indra, no one is guaranteed of being always victorious but the original enjoyer, the supreme personality of Godhead Bhagavan. He is the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, and he knows everything. Being dependent and being obliged to accept material bodies, belligerent subordinates are sometimes victorious and sometimes defeated. Lokasapala yase yasyemi lokasapala yasme yasyeme sorry लोकासपाला यस्ये मे स्वसन्ति विवशा वशे द्विजा इव शिशबद्धाः सकाल इह कारणम्. All living beings in all the planets of this universe, including the preceding deities of all the planets, are fully under the control of the Lord. They work like birds caught in a net who cannot move independently. ओजस्सहो बलं प्राणम् अमृतं मृत्युम् एव च तम् अज्ञाय जनो हेतुम् आत्मानं मन्यते जडम्. Our sensory prowess, mental power, bodily strength, living force, immortality and mortality are all subject to the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not knowing this, foolish people think that dull material body to be the cause of their activities. यथा दारुमयी नारी यथा पत्रमयो मृगः एवं भूतानि मघवन् ईश तन्त्राणि विद्धि भोः. O King Indra, as a wooden doll that looks like a woman or as an animal made of grass and leaves cannot move or dance independently but depends fully on the person who handles it, all of us dance according to the desire of the Supreme Controller, the personality of Godhead. No one is independent. पुरुषप्रकृतिर्व्यक्तम् आत्मा भूतेन्द्रियाशयाः शक्नुवन्ति अस्य सर्गादौ न विना यद् अनुग्रहात्. The three Purushas, Karanadakashayi Vishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. The material nature, the total material energy, the false ego, the five material elements, the material senses, the mind, the intelligence, and consciousness cannot create the material manifestation without the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. अविद्वान् एव आत्मानं मन्यते अनीशम् ईश्वरं भूतैः सृजति भूतानि ग्रसते तानि तैः स्वयम्. A foolish, senseless person cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although always dependent, he falsely thinks himself the Supreme. If one thinks, according to one's previous fruitive actions, one's material body is created by the father and mother, and the same body is annihilated by another agent, as another animal is devoured by a tiger. This is not proper understanding. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself creates and devours the living beings through other living beings. Ayush Shri Kirtir Aishwaryam Asishah Purushasya Yaha Bhavanti Eva Hi Tatkale Yatha Nichor Viparyayaha. Just as a person not inclined to die must nonetheless give up his longevity, opulence, fame, and everything else at the time of death, so at the appointed time of victory, we can gain all these when the Supreme Lord awards them by His mercy. Tasmad akirti yashashor तस्माद् अकीर्तियशसोर् जयापजययोर् अपि समस्यात् सुखदुःखाभ्यां मृत्युजीवितयोः तथा. Since everything is dependent on the supreme will of the personality of Godhead, one should be equipoised in fame and defamation, victory and defeat, life and death, in their effects. Represented as happiness and distress, one should maintain oneself in equilibrium without anxiety. सत्वं रजस्तम इति प्रकृतेर्नात्मनो गुणाः तत्र साक्षिणम् आत्मानं यो वेद स न बध्यते. One who knows that the three qualities, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are not qualities of the soul but qualities of material nature, and who knows that the pure soul is simply an observer of the actions and reactions of these qualities, should be understood to be a liberated person. He is not bound by these qualities. Pasyamam nirjitam shatru vrakna bhujam rigde घटमानं यथाशक्ति तव प्राण जिहीर्षया. O my enemy, just look at me. I have already been defeated, for my weapon and arm have been cut to pieces. You have already overwhelmed me, but nonetheless, with a desire to kill you, I am trying my best to fight. I am not at all morose, even under such adverse conditions. Therefore, you should give up your moroseness and continue fighting. प्राणोग्लहोऽयं समरा विश्वक्षो वाहनासन अत्र न ज्ञायते अमुष्य जयो मुष्य पराजयः. O my enemy, consider this battle a gambling match in which our lives are the stakes, the arrows are the dice, and the animals acting as carriers are the game board. No one can understand who will be defeated and who will be victorious. It all depends on providence. Shri Sukha Uvacha Indro Vrita Vacha Shrutva Gatalikam Apujayat Dhrita Vajra Prahasams Tam Aha Gata Vismayaha. Shukadeva Goswami said, hearing the straightforward, instructive words of Vritrasura, King Indra praised him and again took the thunderbolt in his hand. Without bewilderment or duplicity, he then smiled and spoke to Vritrasura as follows. Indra uvacha aho danava siddhosi yasya te matir idrishi bhakta sarvatmanatmanam suhran jagadaishwaram. Indra said, O great demon, I see by your discrimination and endurance in devotional service, despite your dangerous position, that you are a perfect devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul and friend of everyone. I'll read again. Indra said, O great demon, I see by your discrimination and endurance in devotional service, despite your dangerous position, that you are a perfect devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul and friend of everyone. भवान् अतार्षीन् मायां वैष्णवीं जनमोहिनीं यद्विहायासुरं भावं महापुरुषतां गतः. You have surmounted the illusory energy of Lord Vishnu, and because of this liberation, you have given up the demoniac mentality and have attained the position of an exalted devotee. खल्विदं महत् आश्चर्यं यद्रजः प्रकृतेस्तव वासुदेवे भगवति सत्त्वात्मनि दृढमतिः. O Vritrasura, demons are generally conducted by the mode of passion. Therefore, what a great wonder it is that although you are a demon, you have adopted the mentality of a devotee and have fixed your mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, who is always situated in pure goodness. Yasya bhaktir bhagavati haro निःश्रेयसेश्वरे विक्रीडतो अमृतं बोधो किं क्षुद्रै खाट sorry, खातकोदकैः. A person fixed in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord Hari, the Lord of the highest auspiciousness, swims in the ocean of nectar. For him, what is the use of the water in small ditches? श्रीसुक उवाच इति ब्रुवाणाम् अन्योन्यं धर्मजिज्ञासया नृप युयुधाते महावीर्यौ इन्द्रवृतौ युधां पति. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Vritrasura and King Indra spoke about devotional service even on the battlefield, and then, as a matter of duty, they again began fighting. My dear king, both of them were great fighters and were equally powerful. आविद्यपरिघं वृत्र कार्ष्णायसम् अरिन्दमः इन्द्राय प्राहिणोद्घोरं वामहस्तेन मारिषः. O Maharaj Parikshit, Vritrasura was completely able to subdue his enemy. Took, sorry, O Maharaj Parikshit, Vritrasura, who was completely able to subdue his enemy, took his iron club, whirled it around, aimed it at Indra, and then threw it at him with his left hand. Saturvitrasya parigham karam cha karabhopamam chi सिच्छेद युगपद देवो vajrena sataparvana. With his thunderbolt named Sataparvan, Indra simultaneously cut to pieces Vritrasura's club and his remaining hand. दोर्भ्याम् उत्कृष्टमूलाभ्यां बभौ रक्तश्रवोऽसुरः छिन्नपक्षो यथा गोत्र खाद्भ्रष्टो वज्रिणा हतः. Vritrasura, bleeding profusely, his two arms cut off at their roots, looked very beautiful like a flying mountain whose wings have been cut to pieces by Indra. महाप्राणो महावीर्यो महासर्प इव द्विपं कृत्वा धरां हनुं भूमौ दैत्यो दिव्य उत्तरां हनुं नभो गम्भीरा वक्त्रेण लेलिहोल्भन जिह्वया दंष्ट्राभिः कालकल्पाभिर्ग्रसन् इव जगत्त्रयम् अतिमात्रमहाकाय आक्षिपम् आक्षिपम् आक्षिपंस्तरसा गिरीन् गिरिराट् पादचारीव प्रभ्यां निर्जगन् महीं जग्रासस समासाध्य वज्रणं सह वाहनम्. Vritrasura was very powerful in physical strength and influence. He placed his lower jaw on the ground and his upper jaw in the sky. His mouth became very deep like the sky itself, and his tongue resembled a large serpent. With his fearful death like teeth, he seemed to be trying to devour the entire universe. Thus, assuming a gigantic body, the great demon Vritrasura shook even the mountains and began crushing the surface of the earth with his legs, as if he were the Himalayas walking about. He came before Indra and swallowed him and Airavata, his carrier, just as a big python might swallow an elephant. वृत्रग्रस्तं तम् आलोक्य सप्रजा सप्रजापत सप्रजापतयः सुराः हा कष्टम् इति निर्विन्नास् चुक्रुषुः समहर्षयः. When the demigods, along with Brahma, other Prajapatis, and other great saintly persons saw that Indra had been swallowed by the demon, they became very morose. Alas, they lamented, "What a calamity! What a calamity! निगीर्णोऽपि असुरेन्द्रेण न ममारोदरं गतः महापुरुषः सन्नदो योगमायाबलेन च." The protective armor of Narayana, which Indra possessed, was identical with Narayana himself, the supreme personality of Godhead. Protected by that armor and by his own mystic power, King Indra, although swallowed by Vritrasura, did not die within the demon's belly. भित्त्वा भित्त्वा वज्रेण तत्कुक्षुं कुक्षिन् निष्क्रम्य बलविद्विभुः उच्चकर्त शिरः शत्रोर्गिरिशृङ्गम् इवोजसा. With his thunderbolt, King Indra, who was also extremely powerful, pierced through Vritrasura's abdomen and came out. Indra, the killer of the demon Bala, then immediately cut off Vritrasura's head, which was as high as the peak of a mountain. Vajrastu tat kandaram asu vegaha कृन्तन् समन्तात् परिवर्तमानः न्यपातयत्तावत् अहोर्गणेन यो ज्योतिषाम् अयनेवात्र हत्ये. Although the thunderbolt revolved around Vritrasura's neck with great speed, separating his head from his body took one complete year, 360 days, the time in which the sun, moon, and other luminaries complete the northern and southern journey. Then, at the suitable time for Vitrasura to be killed, his head fell to the ground. तदा च खे दुन्दुभयो विनेदुर्गन्धर्वसिद्धाः समहर्षिसङ्गाः वार्त्रघ्नलिङ्गैस्तम् अभिष्टुवान् मन्त्रैर्मुदा कुसुमैरभ्यवर्षन्. When Vritrasura was killed, the Gandharvas and Siddhas in the heavenly planets beat kettle drums in jubilation. With Vedic hymns, they celebrated the prowess of Indra, the killer of Vritrasura, praising Indra and showering flowers upon him with great pleasure. वृत्रस्य देहान् निष्क्रान्तम् आत्मज्योतिररिन्दमा पश्यतां सर्वदेवानाम् आलोकं समपद्यत. O King Parikshit, subduer of enemies, the living spark then came forth from Vritrasura's body and returned home back to Godhead. While all the demigods looked on, he entered the transcendental world to become an associate of Lord Sankarsana. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thus ends this 12th chapter from the 6th canto entitled Vritrasura's Glorious Death. What a chapter. And sometimes so much tempted to just stay in few chapters that in few verses that are so deep with full of this uh, teachings of a glorious mm, yeah, devotee. Rather we call him a asura, rather we call him as a king of demons, or one who is running behind to avenge the killing of his brother Vishwarupa. Rather, here we can see the greatness of Vritrasura's qualities. And in this sense, here, just a second. Yeah. So, in the first verse, Prabhupada is saying, although Vritrasura repeatedly encouraged Indra to kill him with thunderbolt, King Indra was morose at having to kill such a great devotee and was hesitant to throw it. So, though Indra initially wanted to kill uh, Vritrasura, because he was such a great disturbance, and he had the power with him, Narayana Kavacha. He is especially blessed by the Lord. He is especially guided by the Lord. Still, he felt. Why? Because Vritrasura, disappointed that the king Indra was reluctant despite his encouragement, took initiative very forcefully by throwing his trident at Indra. So Indra is appreciating. Why not? Because Indra is also a devotee. Hmm. Vritrasura was not at all interested in victory. He was interested in being killed. So one may think that, oh, is it? Is it not a kind of suicide? Suicide is something that he kills himself. Of course, knowing that going to a war or a battle, and in that, if one is allowing others to exercise their power, obviously one who doesn't show the power will be killed. But here, Vritrasura still was seeing, okay, anyway he will be killed. Yeah. Why? Because that is the plan of the Lord. So accepting the will of the Lord, uh, and at the same time not hmm, at the same time not giving up hmm, the Kshatriya spirit is what Vritrasura is exhibiting in this first shloka in the purport. Prabhupada says, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Tyakta deham punarjanma naiti mam naiti. After giving up this body, a devotee immediately returns to Lord Krishna and never returns to accept another body. This was Vritrasura's interest. All of us should have that spirit, that our interest is to engage in the service of the Lord. Of course, in this world or the spiritual world, yeah, depending where we want to serve, if we have desire to serve in the spiritual world, or if we are fine wherever our spiritual master they go, we just follow. But the goal of the devotee is not to enjoy this material world. And in this way, so Vritrasura is continuing, Indra, no one is guaranteed of being always victorious but the original enjoyer. Huh? So, um, Vritrasura, who is having the fund of knowledge, which even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 15:15, yeah? Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishta matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. And then there is Prakriti kriyamanani gunakarmani sarvasaha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. And in this way, there is this further, the Lord advises Niyatam kuru karma tvam karma jnyayo hi akarmanaha. Perform your prescribed duty, for action is better than inaction. Exactly. This is what Vritrasura is following. The living entity is ordered to act according to his position. Victory or defeat depends on the Supreme Lord. Karmani evadhikaraste ma phalesu kadachana. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of the actions. So, Vritrasura encouraged Indra, saying, don't be morose because of my victory. There is no need to stop fighting. Instead, you should go on with your duty. And similarly, he also did the same thing. We should make a sincere effort, and Prabhupada writes, effort to implement the will of Krishna or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we should not be concerned with victory or and defeat. A devotee can be peaceful if he can embrace this principle that we try to do our best in service. What comes out, it's Krishna's desire. Only our duty is to work sincerely so that our activities may be recognized by Krishna. So saying so, he said, um, um, all living beings in all the planets of the universe are fully under the control of the Lord. They work like birds caught in a net who cannot move independently. So anyway, so there is further. We'll go through the other purports in the next session. But here, he's Vritrasura is highlighting. He's saying, "O Kindra, O King Indra, like dolls. The doll is moving, but it cannot move independently. But it needs a person who has to." move with some ropes, and the Lord mm, is the one. No one is independent. Ekale Ishware Krishna Ara Sabha Bratya Yare Yeche Nachaya Se Taiche Kare Nrityam. Lord Krishna alone is the supreme controller, and all others are his servants. Bratya Ara Sabha Bratya Yare Yeche Nachaya. They dance as he makes them to dance. Yeah. So that is the position of a living being, a servant of the Lord. Ara Saha, Sara, Bhratya. So and then he starts. I mean, I think was it Sunday we were discussing about Vishnu's. Yeah, here it's at the three Purusha avatars. Yeah, Karanadakashai Vishnu, Garbhadakashai Vishnu, and Kshiradakashai Vishnu. The total metal energy, the false ego, the five elements, all cannot create metal manifestation without the direction of the Supreme Lord. In fact, in the Vishnu Puran, there is a Parasya Brahmana Shakti Tadedam Akhilam Jagat. Whatever manifestations we experience are nothing but various energies of the Supreme Personality of God. These energies cannot create anything independently. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Maya Dyakshena Suyate Sacharacharam. Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Only under the direction of the Lord. Can Prakriti, which is manifested in 24 elements, create different situations for living entities? Madiyam Mahimanam cha Parabrahmeti Shabditam Vetsyasya Vetsyasi Anugrahitam me Samprasnair Vivritam Hridi. Since everything is a manifestation of my energy, I am known as Parabrahma. Therefore everyone should hear from me about my glorious activities. Uh, I'll stop at this point, which is 11, and then we will continue from here. But what we could appreciate here is the spirit of Ritrasura is even above than Lord Indra. So, if Lord bestows special mercy upon someone to take up some position, uh, like King of Heaven is Indra, but still doesn't mean that he is perfect. There are so many others around him who are even elevated. Even an Asura in the form of Ritrasura is demonstrating a higher, greater level of devotion towards the Lord with a lot of knowledge and understanding. That humbled Indra, yeah, this is what we will discuss tomorrow. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions if someone may have?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, it is not clear for me that Vritrasur is not acting under the Rajoguna, because he is also one side he is saying that yeah, it is all the three modes they are responsible. On the other side he is saying like, Indra, I will kill you, you are impious, you are killer of my brother, and so on. So I feel paradox in in both. So one side, yeah, he is taking Indra as an enemy, and like he is passionately he wants to kill him. On the other side, he is yeah, he is not non-active or or you are muted, Prabhu.
We couldn't hear you.
We know that Lord can express emotions with great control. Yeah, of course, we can see when Lord Nrsimhadev appeared, yeah, he was uncontrollable, especially because he could not see the pain of his devotee or Hiranyakashipu torturing. But we can see in the case of it says that these feelings, mm, that for example in the form of Hanuman when he has burnt Lanka, yeah, sometimes what happens is these qualities are expressed by not out of instincts, just oh I have passion, that's why let me outburst. And no, here if Vritrasura was completely caught in passion, first of all, in the end, as we read the last verse, right, of this chapter, that he went to the spiritual world, that wouldn't happen. Okay? That proves that his feelings were genuine feelings and it's not affected by the gunas. And now, then the Lord is also, when we say, okay, when he's fighting with Hiranyakashipu, Nrsingadev, he also has said, how dare you do all these things, isn't it? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, Lord is a person, devotee is a person, and expressions and feelings are the means, yeah, are the symptoms of living. Yeah? We don't see a chair or a table have these emotions, right? Hmm? Now the question is coming: is this act is done under the influence of modes or is it not? We can see the way that Vritrasura um, exercised his free will. If he had passion, he would have won easily by killing Indra when he didn't had any weapon, right? Hmm. And one may say, no, it is because of pride that no, he didn't have pride. Why? Because he clearly know that he will be killed. If he had pride like Ravana and he's saying, okay, come on, lift your weapon, let's fight because anyway I will win. That is passion. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then now they are fighting. They are not actually chit-chatting. They are not just like, okay, they're not playing any Ludo or something where, okay, they can very, you know, exchange very loving conversations. Yeah, they are in the battlefield and they are opponents. Yeah, they are fighting. And of course, there is this not only fight with the weapons, but fight also is with words. Challenging. Hey, I don't just challenge with the weapon. I also challenge with words, so that you are inspired to fight. So, I mean, I'm not an expert, but from my point of view, I don't see that is an outburst or a sense of passion. Rather, I see that it's a controlled exhibit of passion, which is a quality of a devotee. Yeah? When to exercise passion, or when to express this anger.
So, Prabhuji, his anger was also controlled under him, or it was not like lose
Yes,
control,
it is
lose
controlled.
control of anger.
It is controlled. Why? Because when he is now taking this, yeah, he's saying, hey, you have killed my brother, I'm killing you because of that. Yeah, you have done this to my mother. So he has his reasons, but he didn't cross the Rananiti, right? So the code of fight, what do you call this? Code of. Hmm. He didn't just cross it.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yeah, that shows clearly that he is fighting a dharma yuddha, right? So, of course, he is following the code of warfare. Yeah, that's the word. So, yeah, when one loses control and one full in passion, then he will not do all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what come to my mind now.
Mhm. But Prabhuji, on the platform of devotee, like the devotees, they don't consider things like mine or uh, these are mine and these are yours. He was still saying that you killed my brother. So on
Yeah,
the
even Dhruv Maharaj also, right? Even after perfect, he got blessings, all the sins are removed. Still, what happened when his brother Uttara was killed by one yaksha? He went and attacked all the yakshas. Hmm?
yes, Prabhu, yeah.
Yeah, but and still he got perfected, right? So he got his own planet where he went and stayed. So
Mhm.
this shows that at the same time, of course, there is sometimes one may be influenced, but doesn't mean that he is no more a devotee. Hmm?
Mm.
In that case, Lord Brahma comes and he says, "Hey, what are you doing? This is not good." Yeah, then he is said properly. So, yeah, so if one might be get carried away, but still doesn't mean that he will not attain perfection. The Lord's mercy is there, right?
Mhm. And Prabhuji, Lord Sankarshan, when he was pleased with Chitraketu Maharaj and he appeared, he had darshan, and at that time did he also, I don't remember that if he told him at that time that you will come to
Yeah,
me after some time.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think we will be reading those chapters in next week. Yeah, because that's what we will cover now. The next chapter is that Parikshit Maharaj is amazed to see why, how come that he went to the spiritual world, and then Shukadev Goswami starts narrating who is he actually. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
we will go through that. Yeah, thank you. Good. Thank you very much. Okay, then have a nice evening. We'll meet tomorrow. पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.